What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nylia Fabulous, your online big sister and bestie. And today I just felt called to do a video. Like, I'm literally ready for bed, but I was like, I feel like I just need to share these thoughts and ideas. And I think this video I might not edit. I might just yap and like go where it goes. But I just feel like my frontal lobe is developing. The frontal lobe is being put together block by block, day by day, because as I'm getting a little bit older, at least as the days are going on, I feel like mundane things are clicking in my head. That, or maybe I'm just beginning to understand how complicated yet simple life is. And let me break this down. So like, I've always been very interested in philosophy and like mindsets, the way people think about life and etc. And one of the most interesting kind of mindsets or thought processes I've come across recently was like gamify your life. And the person that was talking about this was basically like, take your life as if you are in an actual simulation and play around with what's going on. Like, if there are random opportunities, go for it. If you want to dress a certain way one day, do it. You know, like, don't be so serious about your life and make it exciting. Like, have new parts of your life and that'll be new levels for you in that game, you know? So like, just being open to having more fun with your life versus taking it so seriously, in which, at least for myself, like, I came from a lower income background, you know, like security, finances is so big to me and important to me. But I think in that same realm, I'm very afraid to take risks, and I'm very afraid of doing things without calculating every step that it would take to do that thing, you know? But I just think the one message that has been going throughout my brain for the past year has been just try it. And I feel like so many times we can be so afraid of opportunities and going for what we truly want because, one, we feel like we are not in a place to receive it, or we are not the person yet to go into that opportunity, or you just feel like you overall don't deserve it. And you and your mindset dictate your outer world. If you feel like you do not deserve something, you will not ask those questions. You will not advocate for yourself. You will not do those things to get to where you want to be. So one of the biggest parts of making that shift is knowing and feeling like you deserve the things that you want, and they will come towards you. I feel like I've always been very audacious randomly. I'm an anxious girly through and through, don't get it twisted. I'm thinking about a million things a second, but as I look back into like my childhood, early adulthood, I could be so bold sometimes where I look back and I'm just like, you just did that? And even though when it comes to socializing, networking, or, ooh, I just do not know how to get to where I want to get to, I don't know how to do that. Sometimes you just have to take a step in one direction and see where it takes you and see what it does for you. And the best, I literally just do it. What Nike said, just do it, for real. I push myself to my limits. I throw myself off that cliff to see just how scary it is, you know? And I heard something, I was watching Abbott Elementary yesterday, and one of the characters said, I would rather do things and live with the consequences than regrets. And even though it's like a funny, silly show, like that really did hit home for me. And it made me even more motivated to go for what I want and not be afraid of what might happen afterwards, because I'm capable of dealing with it. I'm capable of dealing with the consequences. But one thing about me, I do not want to be on my deathbed and have regrets for things that I didn't do, especially when I have so much life ahead of me still. And just try it. Literally just try it is all I'm hearing in my head every day. And it has never steered me wrong. That's not to say I've never made mistakes before or I've never had experiences that were negative, but because of those experiences, I was able to learn a lot. And I still have more to learn and grow through. So I'm okay now when it comes to taking risks. And I don't mean that in a sense where it's like, go do something crazy and dangerous. That's not what I'm saying. And I had a professor actually in one of my last semesters of college, and I asked him, like, hey, like, how would you go about taking risks? And he said, well, start with small risks. Start with doing things differently, or meeting different people, or doing the exact thing that might scare you. If talking to people in public scares you, do it at least once every time you go out and see what happens. Like, open yourself up to all the possibilities in the world, because if you keep being a holed up human being, you will never have those spaces to just engage with others and like take in all that they have to offer. Another thing I heard recently was and pertained to creativity, and it was talking about this idea of play. And creativity comes from being in this space of tension and being in this space of being right up at the edge of something, and right there it kind of like explodes. So you can think of like any special ideas you've thought about, like you've been thinking about the edge of something and it's like, oh, this could solve that, or we could create this. And that's kind of the mindset I want to take into my life, where it's like I want to constantly feel that tension. I want to constantly see and where I can weave myself in, if that makes sense. And I want to stop being afraid. I feel like fear has held me back so much in the past, and I don't want that to take over my life. I deserve the life that I want in my head, and I want to do everything it takes to get there. And it can be scary, and it can be very kind of paralyzing in a way, because I've always been such a ambitious individual. I would get into this freeze mode of like, okay, I have so many things I want to do. I don't know what I want to do, so I'm going to do nothing for as long as humanly possible. But that has never gotten me anywhere. In those moments, I felt stagnant and stuck and didn't really know which way to go. And sometimes you just have to take a step in one direction, see where it takes you again. It can be really frustrating feeling like you're weighing yourself down in a sense. One of the things that I want to work on this year, that is not a goal, but a change in my lifestyle, I want to be less lazy, in a sense where, yes, I'm a self-care girly. One thing about me, I'm gonna chill and take my time to rejuvenate and everything. But there's so many moments where I give up on things because it takes an extra step, or it takes a little bit more effort, and I don't feel like I have that effort. But that same thought, because I feel like I don't have that effort, I don't go towards those things. And I feel like I could have done so many things differently in the past, or like, even though I'm young, I could have made even better decisions for myself. But here we are, no regrets, and it is wonderful, this space that I'm in, where I just feel so free to do whatever I put my mind to. I feel so free to make my own decisions and make my own mistakes. And I want to use this space as much as I can as someone that's like a young single girl living by herself. I have no current attachments, so this is the best time for me to learn more about myself in the world and where I want to place myself in the world. And I just want to explore. I want to play. I want to be more creative. I want to create more than I consume. There's so many things I want to do, but I want to turn those wants into a lifestyle. I want to turn those wants into habits, But yeah, overall message, just try it. literally just try it. You can deal with the consequences. You are more than capable of doing that. And you should not let those thoughts or feelings hold you back from who you could be. Don't be afraid of who you could be either. Success, to me, is scarier than failure. Because if I fail, I could deal with that. But if I become more successful, that means that I would have to put more effort in. And I would have to continuously put in that effort. And that to me is scary because I don't want to burn out and I don't want it to suffocate my life. But to be who I want to be, it deserves that energy and it requires that energy. So if I want to stay with a mediocre life, then I can go ahead and do nothing. But I'm in a space where I'm going to do everything I can to reach my dreams. And you deserve to too. Your dreams are waiting for you. So just try. Whatever it is, whatever you've had your mind on, whether it's small, medium, large, huge, you need to go towards it in any way, shape, or form. Happy 2025, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah. Bye.